Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Gurur-Brahma Gurur-Vishnu Gurur-Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vasudevendra Yogindram Nutva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. Annamaya Kaha Annarasena Eva Bhutva Annarasena Eva Bridhim Prapya Annarupa Prithibhyam Yat Viliyate Tat Annamaya Kosha Stula Shariram. As we have been discussing Atma Kaha Stula Sukshma Karana Sarirat Vyatiriktaha, already we have seen in details that the Atma, the me, is free from, or you can say more than, the gross body, the subtle body and the causal body. And of course in between came in Avastatraya Sakshi, also the one who witnesses the three fields of experiences. And interestingly, not only that, said that Pancha Koshatitaha. So the one who is more than again five sheath. So all these koshas that we discussed also connected to, put all the five koshas together, connected to three bodies. We have already discussed Annamaya Kosha. Let us say the food sheath. The modification of the food is nothing but called gross body, that we have discussed in details. Now let us look at what is a Pranamaya. So if we observe this point very nicely and carefully, okay, so as people don't have anything, I am extremely sorry, it is my mistake. Okay, sorry. Because morning by mistake WhatsApp was on in the computer, so that's why tongue sound is going on. So coming back. So after this Annamaya Kosha comes Pranamaya Kosha. So if really you want to see the Pranamaya Kosha, Pranamaya, where you can say pranic body, energetic body, or you can say that where lot of activities. So we say especially all the modification of your energy, that to vital energy. Okay, fantastic, nothing wrong in it. Sometimes we also said, that a physiological system, how our physiology works, and that particular thing is also called Pranamaya. Let us look at what is that Pranamaya. Pranamaya kaha? Pranadya Panchavayavaha Vak Adi Indriya Panchakam Pranamaya Kosha. Says this is called physiological system. This is called pranic body. This is called modification of your vital energy. Whatever you want to take it, you can take it. So it consists of pranadyaha, consists with prana and etc. So when it says prana and etc., remember we have discussed the other four: prana, apana, vyana, samana and udana. I hope you remember the easiest way to remember. because technically we talk differently, but easiest way to remember prana, apana, vyana, samana and udana. Means prana, generally if you look at respiratory system, apana, excretory, it's very simplest way to remember. Respiratory, excretory. Then comes vyana, circulatory. Samana, digestive. And of course, udana what? Reversing process, all bringing it out. So these are 5 that we have already discussed in details in previous classes. This is pranadhyaha panchavayavaha along with vak adi. So when he says vak adi, organs of speech. So definitely with organs of speech comes what? Pada, pani, payu, upastha, other 4. Means all organs of actions put together is called here Pranamaya Kosha. So that means 5 pranas and 5 organs of actions that put together is called Pranamaya Kosha. Again, we have to be very careful. Remember, this Pranamaya Kosha, if we observe Sukshma Sharira kaha? If we look at Apanchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi, just if you go back to the Sukshma Sharira, because these are the things you need to really remember. Apanchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi Krutam Satkarma Janyam Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam Pancha Jnanendriyani Pancha Karmendriyani Pancha Pranadayah. So that means already in Sukshma Sharira, in subtle body, we have discussed that 5 karmendriyas, 5 organs of action and 5 pranas are part of Sukshma Sharira. So that means this Pranamaya Kosha belongs to where? Definitely Pranamaya Kosha is part of Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. So that means very clear. The first one what we saw, Annamaya Kosha, was Stula Sharira. Pranamaya Kosha now part of this Sukshma Sharira. But interestingly, we have to very nicely understand between this Sukshma Sharira and Stula Sharira, between this subtle body and this gross body, Pranamaya Kosha is a bridge. That's why you can see whatever happens to the body, accordingly prana changes, the energy changes, and based on that mind also will be affected or mind will change. Also other way around, whatever happens to the mind, prana changes, and in keeping with the prana, body also changes. For example, suppose if you keep running, let us go from gross body to subtle body. Suppose if you keep running. So when you keep running, lot of activities there in your physical body. Now what happens? The breathing pattern has to change. So definitely you will start breathing faster. So when you breathe faster, you will discover definitely mind will be restless. This is from gross to subtle. Let us take the example other way around. Suppose you are angry. So when you are angry, then what happens? The mind, there is disturbance. Automatically, because of the anger, you will discover now your breathing pattern, your prana also will change. And not only your prana will change, also in keeping with your prana, you will discover that the body also will change. Means your face will become red. Some changes also you can see physically will happen. So what I am highlighting here is this pranamaya is in between the gross body and subtle body. Interestingly, we will be seeing in details that pranamaya is called as Kriya Shakti of Manas. The Kriya Shakti means the power to do. Because mind has got, in different occasions we have discussed, that mind has got, Kriya Shakti, Ichha Shakti and Jnana Shakti. So the desire to do, please understand, sir, power to desire called Ichha Shakti, power of knowledge, Jnana Shakti, and power to do. So these three together is called mind. In fact, these three represents three koshas. This is the point you have to understand. That Ichha Shakti, starting with Kriya Shakti, Ichha Shakti and Jnana Shakti. These three belongs to one kosha. So he says very nicely that Pranamaya kosha is nothing but Kriya Shakti of Sukshma Sarira. And because of this Pranamaya kosha, we are able to engage in many things. Let us look at so that it becomes easier to combine when we understand what is Manamaya. Manamaya kaha. So when the question is being asked, so what is Manamaya? What is, let us say, modification of mind? What is they say called as mental state? Because if you look at this particularly, because when we are talking about mental state or modification of the mind, which includes our psychological and emotional aspect, because all our emotions are involved, and because all our emotions are involved, remember, this represents Ichha Shakti. Because as we have discussed already, Pranamaya was a Kriya Shakti. Now this represents Ichha Shakti. Now okay, what are they? How do they function and how to look at? Please read. Manaha cha jnana indriya panchakam militva bhavati sah manomaya kosha. He says this is what? Manaha means the mind, along with 5 organs of perception. Militvaha bhavati saha. Now if you observe very nicely, really, please understand, the job of the mind, or here Manomaya Kosha especially, is to generate desire. And how it will generate or create desire? Based on the information that comes through 5 organs of perceptions. Whatever eyes see, whatever ears hear, whatever nose smells, whatever tongue tastes, or whatever skin feels. Now, based on all these informations, the job of the Manomaya Kosha is to desire, to create different types of desire. That's why very clear, desire presupposes information. If you do not have any information, if you do not have any knowledge about anything or anybody, you cannot desire that thing or that person either. Because to desire somebody, please understand, to desire somebody, to desire something, to desire anything in your life, you need to have information about that person, that object. And the job of these 5 organs of perceptions is nothing to bring the informations. Now, based on the informations, now the desire is being created. Now, once the desire is being created, now what happens? Now, as I told you, the Manomaya Kosha works in this area of called Ichha Shakti. Now, natural tendencies, please understand that if we try to understand layers after layers, that first comes Annamaya Kosha. Next to Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. After Pranamaya Kosha comes Manomaya Kosha. After Manomaya comes Vijanamaya Kosha. Now this Manomaya Kosha now is in between Pranamaya Kosha and Vijanamaya Kosha. Now when the information comes to the mind, what we call as Ichha Shakti, based on that now desire is being generated. Now because of the Ichha Shakti of mind, now this mind can go to any side. Either it can go to Pranamaya Kosha side or it can go to Vijanamaya Kosha side. Can you understand? This is a very logical way of looking at life. The moment you see something, you hear something, or in short you experience something, now based on that information, based on that experience, now you start desiring. So once the desire is being created, now your mind can go to Pranamaya Kosha. So if it goes to Pranamaya Kosha, what will do? So what is the job of the Pranamaya Kosha? Kriya Shakti. So being endowed with Kriya Shakti, now it will work. Let me fulfill desire. Let me not think anything. Because a desire comes, let me fulfill it. Like a child. Because for a child, that Vijanamaya Kosha, we'll see later on, as it is not that much developed. It's not that strong. Or when you are in the influence of likes and dislikes, there your Vijanamaya Kosha is weaker. Then what happens? Manomaya Kosha, the Ichha Shakti gets quickly converted or gets associated with Kriya Shakti. So whatever desire comes, you want to make it to happen. You want it to be fulfilled. So that's why what you do is always you become restless. So related to any emotion that you pass through. Now that emotion you need to attend to it by working. But you forget, actually for emotion you don't have to work. To remember, emotion needs your attention. Emotion does not need to be fulfilled. Any emotion that you have, it needs your proper attention. Not exhibition or fulfillment. But unfortunately we think emotion means we need to fulfill or we need to exhibit. This is the problem, because natural tendency to what? Ichha Shakti to get converted or get associated with the Kriya Shakti is much more easier than Ichha Shakti to take the help of Jnana Shakti, which is called Vijanamaya Kosha. Let us look at, with this I think is enough. So now let us look at Vijanamaya Kosha, okay? Vijanamaya Kosha Buddhi Jnana Indriya Panchakam Militva Yah Bhavate Sa Vijanamaya Kosha. So if the question is being asked, so what is Vijanamaya Kosha? As already people this is called where you take decisions, what we call as intellectual shift, rational mind, your personality, your really thinking faculty where you make decisions, means knowledge aspect of it. That is called Vijanamaya Kosha. So now if this is the case, that what is this Vijanamaya, intellectual or rational or knowledge layer or your personality? So says Buddhi Jnana Indriya Panchakam Militva. So when he says Buddhi, that means your decision making faculty, your intellect, because information comes and along with information is not everything, it has to be processed. That will see. He says along with that Jnana Indriya Panchakam Militva. So 5 organs of again perception joins together. So this is the small difference between a Manomaya Kosha and a Vijanamaya Kosha. In Manomaya Kosha, Same thing happens. The 5 organs of perceptions along with mind, along with indecisive aspect. Means whatever thought comes or whatever information comes, without processing, you give a shape. And that shape is called your desire. That is called Manamaya Kosha. Now here, same 5 organs of perception brings the information. Now you are very clear. So when you are clear, you will discover you will only desire very clearly. Can you see? A child is very clear. Before going to shopping mall with mother, child is very clear what the child want. Remember. You may try to divert anyway, but the fellow is very clear. I will try to divert my mother, and towards end I will get something for me. May not be sure what exactly want, but sure will get something from the shopping mall. That's why child will try level best to go along with the mother. Even if mother says, no, you stay with your grandmother, you stay with your grandfather, or go with your papa. No. I am coming with you. In fact, child will not mind to say, I will help you, mama. I don't know whether it will help you or you will create a problem. That's a different thing altogether. But what I am trying to say is, child is very clear. Means that once the decision making, or you are sure, you are clear. Now based on that, you start engaging all your organs of perceptions. Can you see this point? And because the job of the organs of perceptions, we have to look at little differently here. The job of the organs of perception is what? To get engaged. If you keep your eyes open, automatically you will see the color and form. Can you say, no, I keep my eyes engaged, but I don't see anything. That means either you are blind or you are mentally blind. You understand? Physically blind or you are lost somewhere. That's called mentally blind. So when eyes are open, you will see it. But now the question comes, what do you see? Because eyes are open, that does not mean that you see everything. Even if we all are talking, please understand, I am talking, you all are on the screen. That does not mean that all of you are looking at me. Some of you might be looking at each other. Do you understand what I am trying to communicate? Each one starts looking at it differently based on the thinking process, based on the decision the person has made. Even though I am shouting sometimes, okay, you don't listen to it. But if there is some disturbance here and there, you listen that very carefully. Why disturbance happened? How it happened? Can you see how the mind functions? So that's why he says beautifully that when Pranamaya Kosha is called Kriya Shakti, Manomaya Kosha Ichha Shakti. Now this Vijanamaya Kosha is called Jnana Shakti. Now this Ichha Shakti, which is in between, supposed to go to Jnana Shakti. Take the help of Jnana Shakti. Then with the help of knowledge, then only should take the help of Kriya Shakti. But unfortunately, most of the time that Ichha Shakti straight away goes to Kriya Shakti. Does not take the help of Jnana. That's why what happens? You don't have any personality. Because if you want to talk this personality aspect, that if whatever desire, based on your desire, you keep working, that means you are not decisive. You are not clear about yourself. You do not know what exactly you are doing. Then finally, your personality will fluctuate. You will be nobody. Definitely, basically, you are a confused person. That's why desire job is to come. But your buddhi job is to process. So in short, that whatever information comes, that is being sustained by the Manomaya Kosha. Whatever information comes, that is being sustained by the Manomaya Kosha. And when it is being sustained in keeping with my, let us say, Vasana, impression, if you want to talk psychologically, if there is some link between those information and my impression, now desire is being formed. Now that desire I want to be fulfilled through Kriya Shakti. But unfortunately I forget that yes, the desire is being created, nothing wrong in it, is natural process, because I have impression and I see, that is perfect. But there is one more thing called Jnana Shakti. It has to pass through litmus test. Okay, you understand? It has to pass through litmus test. Then only you can say, okay, this is what, this is what. Without allowing to pass through, suppose if you do, what will happen? Definitely there will be confusion in your life. This is the job of Vijanamaya. Okay, that's good. So that means you are indirectly asking me that I have to really every time make sure that all my desire is passing through. Of course. You have to allow your desire to pass through. If your desire is not passing through Jnanamaya Kosha, decision making faculty, or with Jnana Shakti, if you want to talk technically talk, definitely that desire will create problem in your life. And that is what happened to common people. And especially when you are frustrated with reference to your desire, or in short, when you are frustrated with reference to your life. What does it mean? It means that whatever desire came, the Ichha Shakti always connected to Kriya Shakti. Ichha Shakti is not willing to get connected with Jnana Shakti. Because Jnana, his job is what? To challenge you, to question you. In fact, not to allow your Ichha Shakti to grow. Because always you will put, these are the consequences. Do you understand? Of course, you are least bothered about consequences. You think that is knowledge and you go ahead. Means you make your desire so strong. That's why you can see beautifully. When a person's Manomaya Kosha is stronger, the person is unpredictable. The person will start functioning in a very volatile way. You cannot rely upon that person. That's why earlier we said it is nothing but called emotional state. The full of emotions are there. So when there are emotions, the person is full of emotions. Definitely person imagines that each emotion is real. And when you are sure that each emotion is real, each emotion is knowledge, each emotion is true to yourself, true to you, then what happens? Now you want to convert, you want to make sure that emotion must bring some result. That's why you keep engaging yourself in activities. So that's why this is the point to be understood here today. Make sure any desire comes to you, any desire makes no difference. Because the desire will come in keeping with the information that the mind, that the organs of perception bring. So when any desire comes to you, let it be sustained, let it be managed, absolutely no problem, it should. Then after that, what you need to do? Instead of naturally going to Kriya Shakti, allow that desire, that Ichha Shakti to go to Jnana Shakti. That conscious effort you need to put. Once you start putting that, you will discover now slowly your mind will start getting trained. And this is called sadhana. Don't think sadhana is, standing on your toes or standing on your head or hair, okay? Makes no difference. Please understand. Standing on your toes or head or hair, you understand, all these asanas and postures makes no difference. Unless you work on. Those are really useful because which will help to do this. That's why make sure. Okay, fine. Then if the case, then what is the last one? Interestingly, let me also summarize. As we discussed, out of 4 already we have discussed 4. The first one was called Annamaya Kosha. It was Sukshma Sarira. Sorry, I made a mistake. Stula Sarira means gross body. And then comes Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijanamaya. So if you want to change their name, you can say Kriya Shakti. Then comes Ichha Shakti. Then comes Jnana Shakti. So 3 Shaktis, 3 energies, 3 way of functioning of mind. And finally comes Anandamaya Kosha, which is again related to Karana Sariram, which we will see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।